Can you run every day? What will happen to the body with daily training? I will tell you the answer to these questions in this video. For this, watch the video to the end. If this is your first time on my channel, then register on the channel, click the bell so as not to miss useful videos. Beginning runners often ask, how many days a week should I run? Is daily running good or bad? Will it make incredible progress or lead to excessive fatigue and injury? Some cite the example of professional athletes who train 2 or even 3 times a day. In fact, the optimal training plan should contain exactly as many workouts as the body is able to absorb. There are a lot of variables that determine the frequency of classes and the total amount of load: running experience, experience in other cyclic sports, strength training, previous injuries. Target distance, the ability to organize a normal recovery process, good sleep, varied nutrition, massage, bath, and so on. Should a beginner run every day? There is a common misconception that in order to progress quickly in running, you just need to run a lot. In fact, a novice runner will progress best if the training process includes as many activities as possible. An untrained runner does not yet have sufficient strength, mobility, agility, and endurance to load himself with a daily running activity. Running, like other cyclic sports, cycling, skiing, swimming, consists of repetitive movements, each of which, in fact, is a jump from foot to foot. Despite the apparent technical simplicity, running workouts place high demands on the musculoskeletal system, shock load on the joints, excessive muscle tension during fast runs. After training, there are often sensations of tightness and soreness, delayed muscle pain. The optimal training plan for a beginner should include running sessions separated by days of other training, cross-training, for strength, mobility, technique, as well as days of complete rest. So the body will develop comprehensively, recover normally, and be able to quickly adapt to the increasing load. How many days a week can you run? There is no mathematical formula or unified table by which it would be possible to calculate the optimal training load for each athlete. For most advanced and professional runners, understanding the volume and frequency of training comes with experience. But what about newbies? Among trainers and amateur runners, there is an unspoken recommendation: the optimal training schedule for a beginner is to run every other day. It turns out 3 or 4 running sessions per week. The rest of the days are cross-training or rest. At the same time, it is recommended to rest completely at least 1 day a week, excluding any physical activity. With such a schedule, it is easier for a runner to digest an unusual load. The traumatism of classes is reduced and recovery is accelerated. The alternation of running days and non-running days also helps to avoid emotional burnout, since for amateur athletes, unlike professionals, sports are not the main activity. So free time from work has to be divided between leisure, physical activity, and personal relationships. Another recommendation that coaches usually give to amateur athletes is that the training schedule should adapt to life, and not vice versa. Trying to prioritize sports when there is a significant work or family pressure can also lead to burnout due to over-responsibility and worry about results. Is daily running good or bad? Many professional and high-level amateur athletes train daily. This is due both to the need to maintain tone and the need to build the training process from a large amount of load. The approach from high volume is most relevant in long-distance cyclic sports, marathon and ultramarathon running, cross-country skiing, road cycling, open water swimming. It is important to understand that for a high-level athlete who trains daily, the bulk of the load falls on the low-intensity zone, that is, often such exercises either serve as a means of recovery after a hard workout, or constitute a base load that the body perceives as light. A beginner, due to poor preparation and the lack of accumulated adaptations, is unable to maintain a low intensity of training. Almost every workout for him is either heavy or moderate. For this reason, it is best for beginner runners to avoid daily runs. So what drives newbies? Why do they run every day? Some are driven by the desire to make running a habit. Others begin to compete with friends who will run the most in a week. Wearable gadgets with workout recording and online statistic systems allow real-time progress tracking, which encourages many to compete with themselves. The numbers from last week or last month already seem like a milestone. A new race is about to begin. How does daily running affect the body? If we talk about professional athletes or high-level amateurs for whom running is a habit, daily training in their case has a lot of positive effects. The muscles of the legs and the cortex become stronger and more resilient. Daily exercise develops capillarization, the number of blood vessels in muscle fibers, which improves the supply of oxygen to the muscles and increases performance. Through regular exercise of the core muscles, including the abs and back, balance improves, the runner becomes more coordinated, and the running technique becomes natural and relaxed. Increased bone density and joint health. Running in moderation is recommended as a form of exercise to prevent arthritis and osteoporosis. The cardiovascular system is strengthened, the risk of developing heart diseases is reduced. With proper nutrition, regular exercise can help you lose weight faster. But there are also disadvantages that appear if the daily workouts are too high in intensity or if the training plan is drawn up incorrectly. Lack of progress. Regular repetition of monotonous workouts can lead to the fact that the athlete's results will stop growing, and classes will not bring any effect. A competent coach always makes a plan taking into account the periodization of the load. Workouts vary in both volume and intensity. This approach allows you to vary the load and achieve various adaptations in the body, and not just getting used to one comfortable pace. Increasing trauma. In the absence of sufficient rest or the use of excessive intensity of training, the risk of injury inevitably increases. Rest is essential for everyone, even professional athletes, so planning usually includes deload weeks, with less training and reduced volume, and/or periods of complete rest after hard competition. Risk of overtraining and burnout. Overtraining is a condition in which a person experiences fatigue even during low-intensity training, his appetite and sleep are disturbed, and motivation drops. Overtraining often occurs with an uncontrolled increase in training load and leads to depletion of the body's resources. Do you run? Write a comment. Thank you for watching the video to the end. We hope it was useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Then there will be a lot more interesting information. Friends, you will also watch our other video, in which we tell you what will happen after daily lifting your legs up. It will appear on your screen, as well as a link to it I will leave in the descriptions. See you soon.